All right, well, we starting.
Okay, Mike, you can call us to order.
Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order, please.
All right.
Do
Second
we have a
it.
second?
Second.
Okay, the meeting has begun.
All right, Charlie, you want to give us a rundown?
No, we gotta do minutes.
We have a
Gotta
motion
approve
to,
the minutes, Mike.
do we have a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting, July 29th, 2020? Any discussion on the minutes?
Yeah, hang on for a sec. I had one thing I want to ask you.
Are we on the May or July?
Hang on. Where the hell was it? I can't find it. I made a note on it. I had a question about it. All right, let's just go. I can't find the note. Hey, yeah, on the pickleball courts. Weren't they supposed to start?
Is that a question regarding the minutes?
Yeah, well, sort of. Because in the pickleball, it sounded like you were waiting for TK Paving to do it.
That was not correct. What month are you in, Tom?
I'm in the month of.
Okay, I keep losing us.
The pickleball. 7/29.
Okay, but we gotta do May minutes first.
Oh shit! All right. May, Jesus! All right, I approve them.
Okay, I just have a question on those, and Brooke, that thing I mentioned to you was in there. I had just read it fast. So that's all set. The question about, it's towards the end that I talked about the Marathon Park on Facebook. I don't think the town had addressed it. The townspeople had.
Are you
Okay.
talking about May?
Okay.
No,
We should do the May minutes
I
first.
think Tommy just,
Yeah,
We gotta have a second.
Mike.
okay, are we on the May or the July?
May.
May. Let's just get May and June. Can we do all of May
Oh,
and
okay,
June?
I'm fine with May.
Okay, the minutes for May approved?
Yes.
Motion to approve the minutes from May.
Second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
No, we need a second.
No, you did it. I seconded it.
Oh, okay,
Yes, it was you and then Tom.
okay. Everybody keeps fading out on me. I'm sorry if I keep saying
Mission
what.
interception.
Okay,
Okay. Let's move it. How about June?
okay. Now we have to do a roll call vote.
For what?
Jim, how you doing?
For the
Doing all right.
minutes, you have to do all roll call vote for the minutes because it's, you're not here, because it's Zoom.
I am here.
Not
Right.
just you.
Okay, so we're gonna do a roll call, right?
Yep,
I approve them. Who's,
I approve them.
Jimmy?
Yep.
Tom
Charlie?
Riggi
okay.
approves.
Gina approves.
Gina? Tommy? Okay, so
All right.
Unanimous.
Aye.
4-0.
four
Make a
to
motion to
nothing.
approve the minutes of July.
We haven't
Okay.
talked about them yet, Jim.
That's why I'm starting it.
Okay.
You have a second?
Yeah, I seconded
Nope.
it, Gina.
All right. Now discussion.
Okay,
Okay.
my only thing, I thought they looked good except for the part, I think it was on the last page or the bottom of the page before that I mentioned Marathon Park, that people were talking about it on Facebook. The town hadn't responded. I think it was just that people were discussing it and somebody said the company was out of business. The town kind of doesn't respond to those things.
Okay. Motion to accept.
Second,
Okay.
We have a couple other things in there that need to be corrected in front of
Okay.
everybody. On the very last page at the top, page 4, not the very last, page 4. In the first paragraph, he noted that all the cars were going to be leased on a 3-year basis. They're a 4-year basis.
Okay,
And then under pickleball courts, third paragraph down, it says, Mr. Flaherty questioned whether a conduit had been installed. It says, Mr. Simons replied that it had, but he would like 2. She got misunderstood there. The conduits have not been installed. Whether
okay,
we go with 1 or 2 or 5, it doesn't matter. They have not been installed.
It's so
And then
easy, it's so easy
That
to
last
do,
paragraph,
it's so easy to do that now, you know?
absolutely.
And it's so cheap now to do it.
Miss Gusconi asked down the very bottom, asked about who organizes Bridgewater Cares. Says Mr. Simons replied that it says the Oliari family ran it. That's incorrect. She misunderstood. There's 3 people on the board. It's Tim and Karen O'Leary. O''Leary and myself. And so I just want to be clear that they really have not a lot to do with it other than filing every year we file a business application to the state treasurer that shows we're an organization. So that's what basically they do.
Who's that, Oliari?
No O'Leary.
O'Leary,
Timmy O'Leary.
Timmy O'Leary.
Hey, but by the way, how is Tim O'Leary?
Let's get through this first. Then I'll
Motion to
tell you about
accept as amended.
Second. Discussion. Come on.
No,
let's
that
get-
was,
There's one other correction on page 4. I don't
Okay.
know, you guys all kind of cut out on me. Mr. Flaherty questioned whether a conduit had been installed, and Mr.
Yeah.
Simons
Yeah,
replied,
we did that.
oh, okay, sorry, thanks.
That's
All
okay.
right.
Just hasn't been installed. We got it. Mike, all in favor?
All in favor?
Got a roll call. I'm for it. Jim Campbell.
I'm for it.
For it. It's unanimous.
Gina?
Gina, yes.
Okay,
Okay,
so those minutes are accepted then, right?
correct.
Okay.
okay, and I'll just go. You want to just say that about Tim O'Leary at the end, or you want to go?
Yeah,
now?
no. Tell me now.
Okay, so
I
he had,
sent him an email. He never responded.
yeah, but he had, I actually talked to him a couple weeks ago. He had surgery on his lymph nodes along his right side of his neck. There's a gash from his ear down to his throat. They went in, they took out the lymph nodes on that side, and then robotically they went, I guess, around the trachea, around the throat, and got the other side out. And then he was waiting. Actually, the morning I stopped at his house and talked to him, and he had just got the results that they were negative.
Oh, great.
So he is now undergoing radiation. So I think he started today, as a matter of fact. I guess he has to go for a month of radiation. So there's basically 3 things. They throw either chemo and radiation at you, or you don't have to do anything, and he's in the middle where he's got to have radiation. So he was in really good spirits. He looked good, and he had tremendous difficulty swallowing. And that I haven't talked to him in the last week, but the doctor said that will improve by the time you have radiation. So he was drinking a lot of milkshakes and all that kind of stuff, but no solid foods. But he looked good. He was exceptional, upbeat. So
Good.
that's the story with that one.
Okay, that's great news.
In fact, he actually played golf with his son a couple, 2 or 3 days later. So,
Wow.
Thank God, huh?
yeah. So now he's going under radiation. So it's probably like 10 minutes a day. I guess he's got to go for a month straight. Well, 5 days on, 2 days off, and then, every day, 30 days.
Does he need people to drive him in? If he does, I'd be if my schedule permits it, love to help him.
Yeah. And, I asked him, but I told him that. I said, you got a lot of people that would be glad to help out. And he said he's going to Good Sam to have it done.
Oh, good,
So he said that didn't seem to be an issue.
good.
Good.
And I know in that kind of stuff, I know my brother went through it for 6 weeks and he drove himself.
Yeah,
So it's not really like the chemo. They just go in, they pinpoint a place and zap them, so I don't know if it's like 10 minutes long or something like that. So, but I'll probably send him a text, and, mention that. I told him that too. I said, just give me a call, but he's got his son is at home. That's not working, due to the pandemic. So I'm quite sure he's okay there, but I'll let him know.
good. All right, we got to get back to recreation here.
Okay. All right. Hey, Mike, do you have the
In
agenda?
a minute on the agenda.
I don't have a copy of the agenda.
Oh, good.
I didn't
Golf
get one.
course update.
It says there,
Golf
it
course
says golf
update.
course update, correct? Okay. I have packets that I was hoping to deliver to you guys, but it really doesn't matter. But if everyone can see this packet right here,
Yep.
Yep.
okay, so that's what I'm going to be giving you. I'll make copies. And what it basically does on this particular sheet, it has the 3 months. This one up top, it says September. I have July and August, but down the bottom, it basically tells us where we stand compared to last year. So, for instance, I'll do the 3 months, just so you know. Basically, the numbers, July, we were up 14.59% from the previous year. August of 21 compared to August of 20 compared to 19, we were up 14.9%. And September's I just got today, we were up 12%, 12.05% this year compared to last year. So,
How does it settle out with the pandemic from March, April, and May?
and I actually have those rounds, but
Okay,
as far as, once we got going with this thing, the rounds took off. So,
good.
I believe we had a small profit for fiscal year 20. I
That's
don't
great.
have that exactly in front of me, but it was on the positive
Great.
side. Because basically what he did to offset some of that were the costs of he took out of our expenses the costs for a whole bunch of things related to the COVID. Extra employees that we had to have as far as hours, supplies, things like that. They get reimbursed from the state or the federal government for this. And so he deducted those expenses. We itemized everything that we purchased. Chris broke it all out, gave it to him on a weekly basis, and that money was taken away from our expenses and going to be reimbursed for by the federal government. So that
That's
was a
great.
plus. But we still ended up on the positive side. Like
I
you
would
guys know,
I would imagine that not too many golf courses ended up positive this year, did they?
I don't know.
well, put it this way, all rounds are up. But like I said, where everyone lost money would have been on the carts. Because you weren't allowed to have 2 people.
Yeah, you know, I would play down at Captain's down the Cape,
Yep.
and they had a piece of plexiglass cut between it worked out great.
Which was exactly what we were going to do, except it wasn't plexiglass that we were going to use. Club Car came out with a vinyl, a solid
yeah.
vinyl, heavy-duty clear, that cost probably $70 a cart. We were all set to do that, but because we're a town-owned course and the governor had not approved it,
Oh,
these private courses, and I'm surprised because Captain's is owned by Brewster, the town of Brewster. But
Ali,
So-
let me interject too. Sandwich Hollow, town-owned, also had plastic. They had
Yep.
dividers, and if you want them to work, so a lot of towns did it.
Yep, well,
Bridgewater
we
would
said
let
right
you
from
do
the
it.
get-go that we didn't want to be the one to get caught. So, in the town, Tony and Michael Dutton agreed with that. And they had them at all the private courses. They were using them too, some of them. And the members were taking them down. Tony sent me an email about Harmon Club over in Rockland, wherever it is. The members, and they had to send out an email to the members telling them, please don't do that. But, we had to abide by the rules. But as of today, the governor came out last week and said for Monday, October 5th, you may now do that. You may now have 2 riders in a cart. So we're doing that as of today.
With the
Well,
pla-
all the power nowadays that the governors are wielding and the mayors are wielding, I hope they don't mind giving back some of that power.
Well, all I know is that,
with the plastic?
no, without.
Okay.
No, just nothing. If you go on the state
I-
gov,
I just find it odd that you didn't want to be the first one to get caught with the plastic, and now they're gonna let 2 people in the cart that ain't even
Yep.
related when they're having 500 illnesses a day and 20 deaths.
that's what the governor came out with. Unless
Okay.
Chris and I are reading it wrong.
No, I'm just saying that's crazy.
I'll
Why
double
wouldn't they
check
just
that
say that?
email, Jim.
Why wouldn't they just pay for the $70 for a piece of plastic?
That's a good point.
Well, because it wasn't allowed.
No, I know that, but I mean,
I would
Even
rather
now,
see
you
the plastic.
It's not plastic, it's vinyl. And it
Well,
goes
the
from
vinyl.
the seat to the top of the cart, dividing the driver and the passenger.
It's almost like the ones that we had.
I would still
Sandwich
like to
Hollow
see it.
was
but-
almost like a curtain. It was like a curtain. It pulled up, pulled back. If you're with your family members, you could. If you're with family members, you don't need it, or people
Correct.
that you live with. The guy at
Can you still put
wait,
them
wait.
in, Charlie?
You got to buy them.
yeah, that's what we do with all our buses.
Right, but I
And
mean,
know
can we still buy
we
them
go
and put
that
them
way.
in?
I'm sure you'll work it out, Charlie. What I'm thinking of is, though,
How many
I went
carts
down
and if it's $70?
if
I'm
I
reading
went
right-
down,
I'll read it to you real quick.
okay,
It says the governor and his administration made 2 important updates to the golf-specific guidance, inclusive of the allowance of double rider carts for all golfers and the option for removal of flag sticks with hole liners, no longer being required. So golf courses and facilities may use these specific allowances as they see fit for their daily golf operations.
how you
We
gonna
ask that
handle
you
it?
continue to
How you-
exercise caution and care for well-being of all staff. So, there's a whole, how they did all these phases and everything? That's all in there. So every time they make an adjustment to it, it's highlighted and they come out and say it. So, this came from, let me just see. I'm just looking at,
Governor's
yeah,
office.
it doesn't say anything about, any vinyl or plastic or any separate.
How
It's
you
just,
gonna handle it if I go down there and there's 3 people I don't know and they don't know the other 2 and everything? We want 4 carts. You gonna give us 4 carts?
we have been doing that.
Are you gonna continue doing it?
Well, I had that discussion yesterday because it actually happened on Sunday. But it was a little different scenario. They all had individual carts, but I told Chris, I said, are we going to charge any more for a single rider? I said, what was our policy before? And he said, no, if somebody wanted a separate, which wasn't very often at all, we allowed them the same fee. We charged them the same fee. So if I came down as a single and there were 2 other guys, I would ride in a cart by myself. The other 2 were in another cart. I would just pay the $20. single fee.
I've
So
seen,
I said to him, my opinion is, if people are still going to ask for that, I think we have to, agree, to let him do that and don't charge him anymore. I said we could go up $5, but I said he's going to do some research on other courses and he's going to email Tony Solmonte, because anything we kind of do like that, he needs to have some financial. We need to report to him on it. So that's where we stand right now. But if you went up there tomorrow and there's a twosome and you want a single cart, you would only pay your $20 fee. You wouldn't pay any more.
I'm thinking of the golf course side of it. So if 4 people up there and they all want their own cart, you're gonna still have to give them 4 carts. because
No,
they
that's
don't
the way
want-
we've been doing it.
No, I know that, but if you had the plastic, you could say to them, well, if you're riding with someone, they have plastic in between, right?
No,
I'm just saying, I think it's gonna make it hard on you because people, I know if I went up there and I didn't know the other people, because I know there was a guy up there the other day that said he tested positive for COVID and he was playing, and people gave him a strange look.
Jimmy, you know what, too? It's short money. Short money. If you get those shower curtains, Charlie, if you need some, I've got a couple of big rolls of clear plastic. Just food for thought. I'm not saying it, but it's such short money.
Well, the thing takes about 3 or 4 minutes to. It says in the video that they have from Club Car. They sell them for about $69. So it costs you about over $5,000 to do all the carts. But you're getting your money's worth. It pays for itself in 2 times if somebody goes out, or 3 times. So
Yeah.
we'll be sending an email to Tony. I'll talk to Chris tomorrow. And
You can probably do it yourself for half.
well,
You
there's
got
no
some smart
screws.
guys there.
It's very simple to attach.
Yep, it is.
You know,
It is.
it's a heavy duty, clear vinyl. So I'd be more apt to go with that. And that would be my recommendation.
You think
Rather
you think you could get by, Jolly, with doing like 12 or 14 carts?
No, I think if you're going to do them, you do them all.
Okay.
That's my recommendation.
Yeah, and
thing
Yeah, I
about
think
it-
that's a good idea to put them in.
I'm just saying, if people go down there, I seen the other day they were putting twosomes together and another twosome and all this stuff. And, if you want to put you with someone, you don't even know them, I'm not asking for another cart. And then if you charge me $5 or $10, I'm not going to be happy because you're going to want me to go with somebody that has COVID or maybe, or I have to pay
What
more
did
money.
we do with all those years before? What have we been doing all this for 20 years, 22 years?
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't ride with a guy because I didn't like him. I don't want to ride with a guy
Right,
that
but
could
if
give me
in
something that could kill
the
me.
years in the right, but the years in the past, if people wanted separate carts, then that's their choice. But if the governor's protocol is saying that you have to have separate carts, then that's not.
I don't think
I
he's
don't
saying
think we should
that
charge
anymore.
He's
extra
not
for
saying that
that.
any longer.
He's not
If we're-
saying that.
if we're giving
He's not saying that, Gina. He's not saying it anymore. Next time it comes out, then we will have to address it. But right now, he's not saying that.
Right, but what I'm
it's the
saying
opposite.
is if the course says, like Jimmy said, that we're going to pair up you as a single golfer with a threesome, and now they want to put you in the cart, but yeah, I'd be hesitant. I don't know these people. I don't know who they've been around. I would want my own cart. I shouldn't have to pay more because the golf course is telling me I have to golf with those people.
Okay, hey, Charlie,
Does that
can I
make
ask you,
sense?
does it happen that often? How many times you share in a cart?
Hasn't
I don't
started.
think it happened in the past, but I think it happens now because of this stuff.
No.
I just,
I'm referring to how much does it happen that you're putting another person in a cart? Like there's 3 of us and you're gonna put another person.
they don't. A lot of times they go out with a 4th cart, which is what we're trying to get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. I
Well,
think
that's not
good.
right either, because the carts take twice the wear and tear.
Yeah, but you're getting paid.
No, you're only getting paid. If 2 people take 2 carts, you're only making half the money you would take if 2 people take 1 cart.
They're each
You don't
paying
send out-
$20.
You don't send out 4 taxis for 4 people, do you?
No,
Because they all want to take their own taxi. They don't like the other guy.
no, everyone pays. I get what you're saying. Everyone
That's
should
all
pay
I'm
full
saying.
price.
And I don't want to solve this here. I just want to bring it up that I think you could cause a problem if you try to
Alright.
force someone, if you try to get someone to sit down with somebody. If you were at a restaurant and they said to you, oh, go sit at that table with those other 3 people, and none of them will wear a
get it.
mask, and you're going to sit down with them, I think you're causing a problem. That's all I'm saying. I'm sure Charlie can bring it up and they'll solve it.
Yep.
I just figure might as well solve it before it becomes a problem. You know, think
Yeah,
about it.
I agree, Jim.
I'll talk
That's
to,
why
I'll talk to Chris.
I think
We'll
it's
get it.
funny that we're talking about this. I could sit in a car with Charlie tomorrow and Gina, but I have to sit at home and do this stupid thing on the Zoom rather than sit at the golf course in a room that's 100 feet
Yep.
by whatever. We could sit 40 feet apart. So that's all,
I know.
right?
I don't disagree with you.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, I'll keep you filled in. But no, the whole idea here with this stuff is it just shows you basically with the money in the greens fees, the carts,
Yeah.
the driving range, all that stuff.
Doing a
But
great
bottom
job.
line is we're doing real well right now. The rounds are consistent. The golf course kind of took a little beating in the last month or so, but the greens are coming back nice. I actually played 9 holes last night, and they were rolling fast, and they're healing. So, but because it's been so dry, and Smalley watches what he waters, it looks a little ragged compared to the way it looked before. But
The greens in the back were great. I played last night.
yeah,
And they were a little bumpy, but for not having any water, it's amazing that they're as good as they are. He did a
Yeah.
good job.
yeah, they
Hey,
came back.
Charlie, how were the sand traps? They were in tough shape.
They're
They're full
horrible.
of weeds, but they're better now
How come they're so bad?
because we didn't have the manpower.
Man, that's horrible.
Well, you got to get in there and hand pick them. So we've had the kids from BR picking them. I know the ones on the front, I didn't see any weeds. I know
They-
17 was bad. Was that still bad, Jimmy?
Yeah, the ones in the back are still fairly bad.
Yeah. He's been out there, but all the ones on the front were great.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And he's putting more sand in them and stuff. So
Oh, good.
he's pecking
good.
away at it. But it's man hours, Tommy.
Yep. No, I know it. I know it.
You can't just ride a trap. I know. You couldn't rake the traps anyway. There were during this whole thing, you couldn't rake the traps. There's
No,
no
I know
rakes
that,
out
but-
there. So
Yeah.
they had to pick and choose, and we're trying to cut back so we didn't put more sand in. And, we didn't have too many complaints, but that was one of them. And we're working on it. So, like I said, I was in a couple of them yesterday. They're still not raked. They rake them every morning, but all the weeds were gone. And that was a big improvement. So he's getting at it, but it's
Yep.
it's all crabgrass, and it's just unbelievable. Probably one of the worst years for crabgrass, but he knows it. But we had no manpower. I mean, we were down guys, so he'll get at it.
Okay.
So
Good.
I really, other than that, and I have these packets. If anyone wants to call me or swinging by, I'll be glad to give them to you.
Can you send them out?
Well, the problem is this is one of the problems. Anything that comes from this Munis system, which we're in, is not allowed to be emailed out. Only between interoffice computers. So I just copied these. So I'm not going to turn around and email these. You look at them, if you don't know what you're talking about, well, when you look at these things, they might not jive with what you're looking at. You know what I mean? Unless you know what's included in that number. You know what I'm saying?
Charlie, how come for CPC, I can request to the accounting or finance, whatever Tony's area is, I can request our financial updates, which is probably coming from the Munis system as well. I can email them out to my committee.
Okay, then I'll do that. I'll have Brooke come in and she can email them all
Maybe
out.
you want to check that with Tony too. I don't know, but
Well, I don't think the public
yeah,
record
because they,
is just coming from Chris's computer to mine. Chris sends it to Tony. You know, it goes back and forth. I don't have a problem. You can see anything you want to see.
oh, okay, so it's
But-
coming from there. It's not coming from the town per se, like the accounting department's computers.
Correct.
Okay, that might be different. I'm getting it right from Laurie, Tony sends them to me. Then I send them out to the committee, and plus on the Zoom, we share the
Just
screen
send them
sometimes.
to us. Just send them to us.
Just mail them.
Yeah, just
You don't want to
mail 'em.
email them.
The hell, I see you guys. You drive by every day.
No, I know, but just email them to us. Just, you know, but I don't
Well,
want
you
to be
can drive
chasing
by
around.
my house and drop it off for me when you're out for a coffee break.
Or
Yeah,
wait
he'll
till
just
it's
drop-
plowing.
Just email it. Hey, Charlie,
No.
last thing about the golf course. For year to date, are we up or are we down?
We're up.
We're up.
About 12 to 13%.
All right, so the course is making money.
Correct. Over last year.
No, but
No,
is
that
it
was for
making money that
July,
we don't have to
August,
get
and
money
September.
from
I'm not
them?
getting into that, Tom. I'm not
No,
getting
no,
into
I'm
that.
just asking. What's that?
I'm not getting into whether we're making
Are
money
we up
as
for-
of today. We have a budget that we go by. We have money that comes in at more times. In the fall, we have a lot of expenses that we buy for the spring. We have no revenue coming in over the winter. So if you look at the way the figures are, it said we've overextended our budget to date because that depends on when you buy. But bottom line, at the end of the year, we made a profit. So
But your
how the
rounds were up.
accounting, and that's why the figures should come from the accounting department,
Yep.
because it's how they do their accounting, so that if you looked at this, you might know a little bit more about it than anybody else, but they might do it differently in there, and you might get the wrong impression when you look at numbers. But
No,
I'm
well,
just
that-
telling you,
I'm just saying this, Charlie. All I'm saying is, if we have to borrow 200,000, we have to borrow 200,000 from the town because we can't pay all our bills, then we're not making money. If we don't have to borrow money, we are making money. That's it. That's how we do profit and
We
loss.
All right. We ended last year with money, and we were up 12%, 14%, and
Yeah,
12%
so it's good.
for July, for August, September, July, August, and September. So we're good so far.
Right, so hopefully this
Wow.
year we can cover ourselves,
I hope
Yep.
so.
no?
yeah, I hope so.
We won't know
Oh,
at the end of
okay,
the year.
I thought you said no, I'm sorry.
No, I said, nope, I hope so.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah,
Now, the mortgage is all paid off, right?
How about, do
yeah.
we have September yet, or is it too soon? Are we up for September from last year?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
said that
12%.
12.05% for September,
Okay, good,
14 plus in July and August.
good.
Pickleball?
Okay,
Okay. Pickleball. As of right now, we're fully graded. We had to make a change in the direction of the courts because of the road going in for the school buses. So, we got a whole bunch of material from the pit that was brought in about 10 days ago, and I was down there spreading, compacting, and we changed it. It's going to be like an L. It's still 6 courts, but it's going to be an L shape. So once we only had to buy 2 loads from Dyer, who picked it up in Rainham, but the other whole bunch came from the pit on East Street, which Ronnie trucked in. Ronnie, the highway guy, Ledoux. So it's all graded, packed, compacted, and then for the backside, because at one end, it was probably 1.5 feet up in the air, Ronnie brought in about 10 loads of gravel that he had down at the pit in Bridgewater. And I talked to Drew on, excuse me, talked to Drew on Saturday, and he's got the dozer down there, and one of these days this week, he's gonna back off the back side of these courts, so, you know, you don't have a big drop off. It's gradual down. So it looks really good. And I actually am talking to 2 people to see if I can get a quote to pave this year. One of them is I'm going to ask is, I talked to Drew about it too, is TL Edwards. And the other is Century Construction. Dave Blakely's son, Nolan, works for them. And they're a little slow right now because there's a lot of commercial work or state work that's not being done because of COVID. So I told him that they got to come in at what the price was for the town, which is Rochester Paving, which has done terribly bad work for the town. And Ronnie is not allowing them to do any more work in town. So when I spoke to Mr. Dutton about it, if these prices are the same as what the town's bid is, which is, I believe, $75 and change per ton in place. So I'm hoping to get a couple of figures this week, and hopefully in the schedule before the plans close, get it paved. But
Charlie, that's all the way over to the right, right? With all I was down there earlier, where all the compactors on the right, looking at.
Yeah.
Okay.
when
That's
were you
big.
there?
Today, tonight, before I got on.
Okay, so you
We'll
saw
see
the
what it looked
pile.
like.
You
Yep.
saw all those piles in the back.
Yep.
That's for where the slope is. If you get out and walked over there, that's like a 2-foot drop.
Oh, is it?
So
Okay.
all those piles are going down towards the woods to level it off.
Oh, good.
Everything to the left, okay, where we cut back and everything on the left when you look, that's I plan once we put the conduit in there and go around, probably gonna put wood chips in there
Okay.
to dress it up. And
That'd be
then,
nice.
you saw that couple piles on the very right side.
Yep.
Yep, that's the feather off down too. So it'll blend into the parking area, so it won't be a drop off. So
That's
I'm really
good.
happy with the way it's come out. And now I just get these guys down there to get a price and see if they can do it. So
Good.
I'm gonna be working on that.
I can send, if you don't want it, Charlie, I can send them the conceptual drawing that Joe Pitta did
Sure.
of how the 6 courts were. It's really a nice setup.
Yeah.
By pulling
Yeah.
it down that corner there, you have a lot of parking there. You're nowhere near the senior center.
Yeah,
And, you're away from the road. I think it turned out where it is now is better than it would have been if we did them straight. So
Yeah, because what happened is where that road's got to come in, it was going to be probably within 10 feet of the corner of the fencing where the buses come in, and it was just an accident waiting to happen. You know, on a slippery day, a guy's bus slides off or something, who knows? So this way there, it's back over there, further down. It'll be, I think it's better myself. So, and then we'll still get a plan together for the fencing, the lights, and whatever else Dutton wants to do down there, and probably do something together and try to get it to community preservation over the winter.
Yeah, good.
if we can get the asphalt down this year, you have to wait 6 weeks after it's down to paint it. So it'd be key to get it down this year. Then the first nice day next year, we could get it painted, and it could be well on its way. If we don't get it down this year, then you're gonna lose a month and a half next year. So
Oh, you lose that anyway. Yeah, you would. You would.
hopefully we'll be we off and running. We can get done.
Yeah, somebody was telling me yesterday, I forget who, but somewhere else used Cape and Islands. They're very expensive, but they do a really good job. But we'll go out to bid for that. They bid on other stuff for me, and they're just outrageously high. But they guaranteed it work. But It's just outrageous how high they are.
They
Yeah.
did my courts over last year, and this year I've got big cracks.
Well, but all they did was paint it.
Yeah, well, they sealed it too and
Yeah,
filled the cracks.
but once you get a crack, it's never going away, Mike, right?
Yeah,
You know, I don't know. But if they do it from scratch, they guarantee it. But I don't know. It's New England.
they
I
did
don't know.
do it from scratch.
They what?
They did do it from scratch.
They were the original ones that did it?
Yeah,
Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, well.
but they do a good job. I just, the weather is a big thing.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
All right, we're done with pickleball then?
Yeah, I don't really have anything else, you know, other than the state of affairs down here. You know, they're having some fall baseball, not a lot of teams. They're playing 7-on-7 one-hand tag. Football. It's kind of foolish to me, but whatever. They seem to be doing
They
all
don't
right.
have pads, do they, Charlie? I don't see them
No.
with pads.
No pads. One-hand tag.
All right.
Are all the other towns doing one-hand tag?
Some are and some aren't. Some totally
Duxbury-
can't. You know?
Is
Duxbury's
there
doing
anyone
flag.
doing tackle football?
Yeah, a lot of them in the South Shore do flag. Marshfield had a ton of kids, even not this year, last year.
Yeah,
So, but you know, Bridgewater gets in with certain groups of guys from different towns, and they want to have their own thing. So I don't know.
yeah.
The travel basketball people going to New Hampshire.
Yeah, I talked to a guy tonight. I was coming in here, and his kid's playing football, and he says they think that the travel, which normally plays on Saturdays and Sundays, you know, Metro West, that they're going to be going over to Barrows, Dana Barrows's place, and renting that out for what he said was exorbitant money. So I said, well, all their practices are going to be there. I mean, Metro West has 1,200, 1,500 teams. I don't know how they're going to do it, because we can't have any basketball in town because we have no gyms. They're not letting us use the gyms. So no rec league, no travel. So
You gotta
I
see
don't-
this. What a catch.
Why is it that Dana Barris's group can keep having leagues in there?
I don't know. I don't even know if they're going to allow. I talked to Mike Perry the other day about basketball because he coaches girls soccer at Spelman. He says the rules are ridiculous. They don't have any throw-ins. They have no corner kicks. They got to stay away from people. He goes, what are we going to do in basketball when you try to cover somebody? So
Right.
I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know what they're going to do.
I saw on TV this weekend, they had a big meeting or a big group of people playing basketball at Barris's camp last weekend. And how important they said how important it is for the social aspect of everything and keeping kids on the straight and narrow. But they're almost saying no to the coronavirus.
Yeah.
They're not
Well-
paying attention. There's no masks over there.
No.
There's hand checking. There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't
I
know.
know. I don't know what they're going to do in high school in Massachusetts if the numbers keep going up now. They're saying they're going to go up in the fall.
Yeah.
So
That's
I don't know.
That's why it might be a good idea to get those plastic things for the cots.
Oh, I don't know, Mike. You're outside. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I would think if you're that concerned, you'd wear a mask while you're driving in the car.
That's true.
You know? And then when you go to play, you take it off. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Isn't Florida completely open now?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll
no, it
find
is.
out.
It
I'll
is.
find out when I go to Myrtle Beach, whether South Carolina's doing it.
No, I just came back from South Carolina a couple of weeks ago. The bars close at 10. You got to wear masks, but people are sitting at the bars. But you're wearing a mask. People, I got to give them credit. A lot of people are wearing masks. You know, it isn't like people aren't wearing masks. They're all wearing masks.
So what do you guys do? Put a straw through a hole in the mask and suck it
No,
right
well,
down?
no. Once you're sitting, Once you sit, you can take it off. But they have like a little bit of space in between.
Yeah.
But yeah, we went where I was. It was, you know, it was they. I was in Columbia, South Carolina, and it was they had a outdoor fair, and out there was probably 8 city blocks jammed, people jammed, but they all had masks on.
Hmm.
So it was, you know,
Did you have to get tested when you came back?
I did, but I did that. I came back Sunday. Monday, I was at the place beside Roach Brothers. They did a swab. I gave them $160. They gave me my results right away.
Are you kidding me?
Nope.
Wow. Like when you flew down there, how long were you there for?
I was there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, came back Sunday.
Because when you fly, you're supposed to get one 72 hours before you come back.
Yeah, well,
That's what.
yeah. Well, why didn't it do anything?
You weren't there for 72, were you?
This
No,
is
not
on the
really.
road now. 4 days is 72.
Yeah. So I'm going to be there for 10. So
4 days is 96 hours.
Well, it's more than 72.
Hey, Charlie, man, you can get tested when you're down there. There's all kinds of places.
yep.
Well, here's my outlook on it. Massachusetts is 1/6 the size of Canada. Canada has 36 million people, and Mass is about 100 people behind them in the deaths. Because up in Canada, if you don't wear a mask, fines can be up to $750,000, 6 months in jail, and a year out of the country. So they take it a little more seriously than they do. That'll make you take it seriously.
They don't
Yeah.
take it seriously here. A lot of people don't.
Nope. So the rest of you have to stay in your house forever. Because the only way to get rid of this is everyone stays in for like 4 weeks and gets it over with, and that's it. But before it's over, they'll be locked. They'll be paying fines and everything.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Good luck trying to get
Yeah,
it.
we started bowling again in September. You don't have to have the mask on when you're bowling, but I found it's just as easy just to keep it on instead of take it off to bowl, put it back on. And it's no problem just to keep it on.
Now you go out to eat, and I've been out about 4 times in the last 2 weeks, and 2 of the waitresses come over with the mask below their nose. So you're sitting
Yeah.
there, and they're supposed to be waiting on you, and the mask is down here, and their nose is sticking out. So might as well
Yeah.
right up. You know.
People have to learn how to wear them.
Yeah, the Lone Ranger, when he wore a mask, that wouldn't help, you know. You got to put it over your mouth and your nose.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I want to watch. I'm recording the Patriots, so I'm all set.
Next on the agenda,
All right, guys. Motion to adjourn.
No one wants to follow up on the open space. Anybody have anything to say about open space again?
I'm motioning to put Gina on it.
no, I don't think anybody's done anything about anything.
I don't.
Unless there's
Yeah.
something at the town landing, but I don't think the other parks are done. Styles and Hart, I think they're trying to clean up. But that's about it.
I'm going to tell you, the Patriots are moving the ball well right now.
Hey,
They are. I'm watching them out of the corner of my eye. They won that challenge, right?
Well, I'm
Yeah.
stuck because I'm in the office. So let's move on.
It's 6-0 KC. But I have a it went out of my head as quick as it went in. Oh, for CPC meets next week. One of the things we've been doing every month is just updates on projects and anything that may be coming down the pipeline, requesting CPC money. This won't take long. People can jump to the Patriots game in a second. But Charlie, is the fencing done? Last we talked, it was that one part that wasn't done yet.
Correct. That's
Is
the
it done
same.
yet?
No. Nope.
Okay, why?
No,
I said
it'll
that
be
at the
done till the
last
highway
meeting
season.
and they wanted to know,
Why? Because the highway has,
Okay,
if you
so-
provide it, the highway has to dig it all out, put in blockage, repave the whole corner there because it all washed out. So it's not just a simple
Okay.
thing of putting fence up. So that probably won't get done till the spring.
okay, so it's kind of,
It's peanuts in the
okay,
whole
so it's
scheme.
kind of dependent on when the highway does their part, correct?
Yeah, it's got to be a joint thing together, and they're down to minimal guys. They don't have time to do that.
Okay,
It's
Okay,
Gina. I think it was like
thanks.
$2,000 or whatever.
The next thing, anything,
What do you want, a letter?
okay, anything that you can forecast come, or anybody can think of that we'd be looking for CPC money for coming up in the future?
CPC is gonna help out with the pickleball courts, right?
Hopefully, if we get an application in through the town manager, they'll pay for the fencing. And, you know, but Dutton wants to do some things to the senior center that he wants to include. But that could, you know, that's not going to jeopardize if we have to do two separate things, we'll do separate things. I just want to ask for money to paint the courts and probably do some electrical, maybe some lights and fencing. That's what I'm going to do. So I'll get to him. He's been absolutely like silent the last month. I don't know. I haven't received any, nobody has in town about anything from him.
Yeah, I haven't talked to him at all either. I see him when I watch the council meetings, but I don't usually watch the whole thing, just bits and pieces of it. Just what you put the applications in, Charlie? Can you just make sure they're done in plenty of time? And I know you send them to Michael, and sometimes, you know, he's tied up or whatever. But we just need to have them at CPC. We're in the process of finalizing an update to our internal process that spells out like timelines that CPC needs to have the applications, like to look at them, like to discuss them at our meetings. So just if you can make sure we get it ahead of time.
Yeah, I will. I'll put together
Please.
some before I take off. That now that I know where our fencing is and where it's going to go and exactly where the courts are situated, I can get a hard number on that.
Okay.
Even if he has to build up a 10% increase expected for the spring, you know what I mean? Everything's going up, but I can get a hard number now, and then I have to look at some lighting.
Now, okay, when are you looking to have the fencing and lighting done? This fall or next spring?
No, it has to be paved first, so it'd probably happen in the spring. Yeah, you're not going to put fencing in now, so it would be a spring, you know, as soon as the
Okay,
weather
so you
breaks.
have plenty of time for it.
Well, yeah, we say that, but next thing you know, it's March. So I want to get
Right.
this. I want to get this thing before December. I want to have all that figures, info in a letter to you, and with an application. You know,
Okay.
let's say by the 1st of December. So you got, you know, a couple of months to deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Okay,
good plan.
that sounds
That's a
good.
good plan, Charlie.
You
Yeah,
know,
that'll keep CPC happy too.
yeah. Well, I know you want a little notice, so you know, you guys are good enough to give us money. So hopefully, I don't want to tick off anybody. So we'll get it in. But now that I know where the actual paving is going, I can get a hard number, you know, and you know, go from there.
Okay, good.
All right.
We have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a roll call. Gina, yes.
Mike, yes.
Tom, yes. Jimmy, yes. Jimmy's already
aye.
left.
Okay, that's it.
That's
Hey,
it.
good night,
Thank
guys.
you,
Okay,
Brooke.
thanks, guys.
Thank you,
Brooke.
Brooke.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Thanks,
night.
Charlie.
Go
Good
Pats.
night.
See ya.
Good night, Michael.
Brooke, you're handling getting rid of us, right? I don't
Yeah,
want to be. All right, get rid of us.
Cast us away, Brooke.
all right. And Charlie, you'll let me know what you want to do,
About what?
the CPC thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, Gina, you're next, right? Okay, Tom, Mike, you're next.
Yep.
Charlie, you're already gone. Me.